You guys might have heard, somber news to start off the night that apparently a lot of the writers over at Boxing Scene, a lot of them or all of them, I'm not completely sure how many guys got laid off, but I heard that a lot of people got laid off at Boxing Scene. And I don't know if it's because they're gonna revamp the site or if it's because Boxing Scene is gonna go under. And I noticed, because a lot of people were wondering. I saw one or two individuals, not a lot of people, just one or two individuals wondering if the Turk man might have had something to do with it. Did he sabotage Boxing Scene? And I could tell you because I'm on Boxing Scene like every day. Like I'm always on there looking for a good story to talk about, a good article to talk about, or something. And it's not that. This is, I would say that Boxing Scene's decline it kind of started 3 or 4 years ago. And I noticed it in the social media page that you were seeing less likes and less retweets, that there was a period where Boxing Scene was the go-to source for information that you could use in a discussion. All the boxing fans were going to Boxing Scene, like, yeah, everybody was using that site, especially in the boxing groups. Whenever you wanted to pull up an article to discuss what was in it, or to validate a point, yada yada yada, there was a period where everybody's using Boxing Scene. And I noticed about 3 or 4 years ago, I want to say, feels like it was 3 or 4 years ago, that the traffic sort of started to die down. And I'm talking about on the Twitter page. There were periods where a story could have 4,000 likes, however many hundreds of retweets, because so many people are going to the story to read what it says. And little by little, that stopped. And you could go look at it now that no, Boxing Scene stories don't get the same kind of traffic that they used to. They really don't. They don't get the engagement and the interaction that they used to. Like there were stories, man, fucking 4,000 likes, however many hundreds of retweets, and year by year that sort of started to die down. Um, Generally, print is a dying medium, and I say that begrudgingly because I like reading articles. I'm old school. I'm gonna be. I'm in my mid 40s. I like reading articles. I like reading stories. But print for this generation is a dying medium because everything is geared towards convenience. Why read the story yourself when you can have somebody read it to you or watch a video about it, something like that. And print generally, like the Daily News, the New York Post, newspapers in generally, they're not what they used to be. That used to be obvious. Many years ago, that was a booming market, and you never would have thought you'd see a period where newspapers are not necessary. The New York Post has gone digital. The Daily News has gone digital. I'm not even sure they sell newspapers anymore. Or that, because when I was in New York, I didn't really get a chance to see. Are there even newsstands anymore? You know. So when you think about that, and you think about there being layoffs at Boxing Scene, it all kind of ties together. That print being a dying medium, people not reading as much as they used to, the advent of digital media, the internet, and people making videos and delivering information that way, as opposed to typing up an article for you to read through it yourself. I think it all kind of ties together. Boxing Scene is a go-to, man. I've been going to that website because it has to have been for at least 10 years, bro. Maybe more, maybe longer. Yeah, what it do, final boss? What it do, Antonio? Do you believe the rumors that Benavidez is going to fight in September? Not really, because I can't think of who would he fight. Who would he fight? One thing that Boxing Scene was, when the messages board began dying out, StreamYard Lives killed the importance of message boards. You're absolutely right. It's the advent of digital media, bro. It's just one of those things that the times are changing, and the way that people consume content is changing, and the way that information is delivered is changing. That's that. Like I look at it at that as that, because I noticed it like 2, 3 years ago that they were not really getting the same. They weren't getting the same motion that they used to. I remember there were stories, man. Wilder and Joshua and all that stuff that was going on, and Spence and Crawford, and everybody would flock to the boxing scene articles because there you would have it in print, in quotes, and it meant something that you have it there in black and white. And little by little, that started to go away because more content creators started coming into the space, and the information that you wanted to know, it started coming in the form of content and podcasts as opposed to articles. People don't read as much as they used to you know and I think it's unfortunate. I do, because I've been using boxing scene for years, bro. I've been using boxing scene. It's one of my favorite go-to sites, just off a tradition, because there are others. There's Boxing Social, there's Ring Magazine, there's Bad Left Hook, there's what's Big Fight. Yeah, there's a lot of different sites that I like to pull articles from and talk about them here on the channel. But Boxing Scene was one of my favorites, just because it was one of the first ones I used to go to. So that's really unfortunate that they laid all those guys off. And Jake Donovan, he actually said something really interesting, because he left before the layoffs. He said, somebody asked him, "Are you still in boxing?" And Jake said, "Barely. The sport is assed out and no longer worth my time." That speaks to something else in the American boxing scene. There hasn't been growth. There hasn't been abundance for everybody to get out there and make some money. It's very, very niche now. I can tell you that it's even less mainstream than it was, let's say 5 or 6 years ago. It's very, very niche now. And, particularly for writers and journalists and people who, are in print media, even though it's still digital media, but, there's less for them, because these younger kids that maybe they're picking up boxing and they're starting to watch it, and what remains of the core boxing fan in America, they don't read. They don't, I'm telling you, they don't read. They'll get it from the podcast, or they'll get it from the YouTuber or the TikToker or the Instagrammer. That's where they're pulling their information from now. They don't read. I don't think it's a good thing that they don't read either, but they don't read. They don't read. Shout out to Caesar, shout out to Frontline, you know. So yeah, it's fucked up. It's fucked up. And it looks like Jake Donovan is moving on from boxing. I imagine that a good number of those individuals that were laid off, some of them are going to move into other things, or maybe they'll start up YouTube channels and try to interview fighters themselves based on the contacts that they've made. Maybe parlay it that way. But because it's somebody's bread and butter, it's unfortunate because they're under pressure now to act fast, to make up for the money that they're not going to be making on boxing scene. And it all ties together that if the traffic isn't what it used to be, or if you're just not generating as much money, because I imagine that, and I don't know this, but I imagine that the framework for boxing scene is, okay, the more people that go to the website, the more people that bump into the ads, the more ad revenue they get, the more money the site gets. I imagine that that's what it's like. I don't know. And if less people are reading, less people are going to the site, less money's being generated. You know, Boxing scene used to work hand in hand with CBS. If you guys remember, when CBS owned it, it was part of their boxing. It all tied together. The boxing stuff that CBS was doing, which was PBC on Showtime, and having boxing scene to read about those fighters, those fights, and whatever's going on in the news. It all kind of came together like a package. And I mean, it's fucked up. It's fucked up, but that's how shit is. Like I've mentioned it a couple of times here, that there were things in the past that died out, that unless you were there, you would have never known they existed. And I don't think like people are going to forget that people used to write articles per se, but I'm just saying that print is a dying medium because you can see it. These kids don't read anything. Are you nuts? They don't fucking read anything, bro. So if you're in the business of typing up articles, I just don't think this modern day and age, I just don't think people have the attention span for that kind of content, which is unfortunate, but it also explains why they say that this is the only generation that is dumber than the generation before them, that their intelligence quotient is actually lower than their predecessors. It all kind of ties together in the bigger picture that, yeah, people are getting dumber, they're getting lazier, the attention spans are getting shorter, content and how people entertain themselves is becoming more and more arbitrary. I'm proof of that. I can watch Instagram reels of this guy harassing monkeys and chimpanzees for fucking hours. That's what I was doing the other day. There's a guy, he kept feeding the fucking monkey tomatoes. And fucking monkey got mad at it. That was the funniest shit ever, bro. I don't know if y'all seen that on Instagram. There's this guy, it's like it's this monkey, and he's feeding him tomatoes. And he just keep feeding him tomato after tomato. And the monkey's greedy because he's trying to eat all the fucking tomatoes. And he just keeps stuffing his mouth with shit. And he got mad at the dude. And he pushed the dude. And he starts choking like he's trying to chew the tomatoes, and you can see that he's in pain. Oh shit. But I look at that as an example of how arbitrary entertainment has become. That before, everybody used to sit down in front of the television and watch, whatever the big drama show was, which for a time was ER or NYPD Blue or Law and Order SVU. You had the dramas that everybody watched, and you had the sitcoms that everybody watched, the situation comedies with the canned laughter, on all these different channels. NBC was very successful with their sitcoms, Friends, Seinfeld. I'm not sure Frasier was one of theirs, but that was a thing. On ABC, you had Tim Allen, Home Improvement. On Channel 5, you had Married with Children and The Simpsons. If you're old enough, you'll remember Herman's Head. Parker Lewis Can't Lose. There was a time where the sitcom was a cornerstone of the American household, that everybody after work and after school would, sit in front of the TV and watch whatever the drama or the sitcom was. And that's not even a thing anymore. Sitcoms aren't what they used to be. They're not, because people laugh at different things and everything is so niche now. Some people just sit there watching YouTube videos if they want to laugh. Some people watch Instagram reels or TikToks, and it's all very niche and arbitrary. Everything is really fragmented. So, you don't see the big sitcom like before. Like, I think the last big sitcom that was big, it was probably Big Bang Theory and How I Met Your Mother. Those are the last like big sitcoms I remember that, yeah, they were successful. A lot of people watched them. Whereas now, nah, there's which is the sitcom that everybody watches, you know? Yeah, like Maury and Jerry Springer, daytime television that was centered around the American housewife who, while she's doing the chores, she's watching Maury read the paternity tests, and she's watching Sally Jesse Raphael and Oprah. It's a demographic that doesn't really exist like that anymore. Like it doesn't, yeah, like what women were doing. I mean, it should seem obvious too that, well, what women were doing in the middle of the day 30 years ago or 40 years ago or 50 years ago is different than what they're doing today. It is different. Yeah, you right, undefeated. I said that the other day. I said that the other day that People watch Twitch streams in place of sitcoms because the real-time element gives it a spontaneity that a sitcom could never have. At any moment, somebody could come in and smack the shit out of you. A fight could break out, and you're watching it in real time. So it actually has something that the sitcom could never have, and that's an air of spontaneity. You know, in a fucking sitcom, you know what most of the jokes are gonna be, you know? Fucking sitcom, you know, like there were very few sitcoms that were original and edgy. A lot of the time, the sitcom was like fucking step by step, day by day, which was really a modern day Brady Bunch. You know, he gets with Susan Summers, and she's got her kids, and he's got kids, and his kids are really like dirty and messy, and her kids are very like real predictable shit, bro. Ignacio, what it do?
Would it? Yeah, I remember that show. Actually, it's funny you brought that up. They fucking posted a reunion picture from everybody on that show, except for the parents who both passed away in the last few years, and they all look old as shit now, Jules.
No, bro, could you imagine how the fuck that makes me feel, bro?
Yeah, exactly.
Because
I'm on the same boat.
I used to fucking watch that show, bro.
Yeah.
And yeah, you just see it as you get older that look, it's not to be scared, and it is sad because it makes you feel like you're part of a world that doesn't exist anymore. That's kind of like how I felt going to New York. That it's like, damn, the New York I know don't exist. The one I grew up in doesn't exist. We just got this new gay shit, this new Mamdani shit. Motherfucker can't bench motherfucker can't bench 135. That's y'all mayor? I'm pretty sure Giuliani could have benched 135, bro.
So according to Jules, it's the soy version of New York.
I mean, it's not what it was. When I was, I just it's a brief conversations, and motherfuckers telling me like, yeah, it's not what it was. It's not how it used to be, and I'm like, wow, and then you look at what's going on with BoxingScene. Like I said, that well, it's not a Turkey thing. It's not a Ring magazine. Oh, Turkey did something. He sabotaged them. I noticed it 4 years ago that the traffic was going down. That and I figured it's because people are not reading as much as they used to. It used to be a thing, Ignacio, that you go to the BoxingScene article and you highlight the part, and then you take it, and you argue about it with people and shit like that. Yeah, that's not a thing anymore because these kids don't read that, and they're fucking retarded.
Yeah, a lot of them don't have the attention span because they've been watching so many videos that their attention span is shot.
Exactly. And I've been saying that country that TikTok has a lot to do with that. And I my kids don't use TikTok. No, I don't let them.
Good.
Because I think that shit I stand by this country. I believe that was designed to warp your brain. I believe it was designed to warp your brain. This generation
In this country, it
they
is.
don't spend the time on things that we used to, like country. I know you remember the crossword puzzle, doing crossword puzzles. I know you remember doing 1,000 piece puzzle set, a train set. Like these kids don't spend time on any fucking thing, bro. Everything is 15 seconds or less, It's fucking scary, bro.
No, dude,
But
they don't go outside. They don't do what we did. Shit.
Nope.
To them, drinking water from a garden hose is alien. We used to do that shit all the time.
Yeah, like everything for them is intended to be very short and very you have to wonder, and you see how it kind of affects movies. You used to have movies come out, movie might be 3 hours. Braveheart was a 3-hour movie. I remember that was a 3-hour movie. Titanic was a 3-hour movie. Lord of the Rings, that was a 3-hour movie, and if you got the director's cut, that was a 4-hour movie. If you got the director's cut, remember when the 10 Commandments would come on during Christmas time? That was 4 hours, bro. Charlton Heston, those who will not live by the commandments shall die by. That used to be my favorite part. When you throw the commandments at their ass because they down there fucking and getting crazy. That was my favorite part.
Fucking on a old moose. Yo, what the fuck I was gonna tell you? Damn. Oh God.
Yeah, but yeah,
Anybody
yeah,
see
man. Like,
Michael?
yeah,
Anybody
Herb,
see Michael yet? You see Michael yet?
Michael. Oh my, I'm. You, I can't do it, bro. The same reason I ain't watched George Foreman's movie. I don't think you can do that properly in a feature film. It's too much. It's too much to try to put in it. Like, there's no way to get it right. It's too much to put in it.
Jules,
Well, listen.
having seen it, I can agree with you from the standpoint of there's too much of a story to tell to try to fit it into one film. And the way that Antoine Fuqua, who's a pretty damn good director, the
He
way he
is.
did it, it didn't fit right. There was no way he was going to be able to make that movie and give it the proper due that it needed.
Yeah,
The
but
other
listen,
thing is
listen,
that
listen.
good.
Let me tell you. Now, people say that about the story and 2 hours. I'm gonna tell you something. That fucking music was amazing. The music. If you're a music lover and you go look at that movie, that's what you'll enjoy most. Because all the golden years, that music is right up in there. The
Let me
music will
say.
have you choke up at cry. I don't give a fuck about the
Let,
movie or the stuff. The music.
let me say this, bro. Let me say this, because you just kind of hit me with an idea, and not that I'm gonna do it. I would rather watch a biopic about each song. Yeah, I would rather watch a biopic
Jules,
about each song because
Jules, you want to watch
let me
something?
let me
Oh.
say this. Let me say this. You can only do this with Mike. Like, really, with guys like Mike, like every song does not need a movie. But when it comes to Mike Jackson, yes, I would be interested to know in the creative process that led to Thriller, because I still listen to that today. You see, I
Yeah.
still listen to that today.
There,
You know,
there is. If you have, I don't know if you have Showtime or not, but if you do have it, you could probably find it on their like demand portion of it. Questlove a couple of years ago did a documentary on the creation of the Off the Wall album, and they literally talk about every song on that album, step by step, as far as like what was going on behind it, what was the idea, who was involved, how they came up. It's fucking dope. You got to see it.
oh yeah, I would rather see that, because the other thing is that that Mike Jackson's story, he's the greatest, he's the king of pop. Motherfucker can't convince me of nothing. Okay, that is the dude. But it's not a happy ending, and that's the thing. And that that there's parts of his life that this shit is sad, bro. They vilified that dude. They vilified, and for what? For protecting kids. Come to find out, he's protecting them kids. None of them kids that they say he did anything to, none of them ever accused him of doing shit. None of them.
Yeah.
The thing is, Jules, there's articles out there right now. Like a few weeks ago when the movie came out, a lot of motherfuckers are coming out of the woodwork now and saying, "Oh, we were brainwashed. Like we really were fucking molested and
Yeah,
yada
of
yada
course.
yada." And now
Yeah,
they're
but
trying to sue.
but bro, you giving it away already. That of course you're gonna do that when the movie gets released, because you want to get paid. Well, you just now realized you were brainwashed when there's a feature film in the movie theaters. You just
Yeah,
now.
the thing is, like, just to give you an example, there was a family, like, I think it's either LA Times or a New York Times article. There's a family of fucking three kids who were all, like, in that age range of all the people that they say that Mike, like, molested, like, the age range of kids. And all of them said that the only reason that they knew him personally was because the father used to be some sort of music manager that was involved with Michael Jackson. And according to them, they claimed that they sued him back in the 90s before he died, and that he actually did pay them and told them, like, all right, here, I'm giving you this money, but I'm not admitting the shit. And they accepted it. But then according to them, they're saying that the estate never fucking paid them all of the money they owed them. So that's why now, with everything that was going on, they're like, oh, well, we're going to bring attention to this because,
Yeah, but I
you
don't. I
know,
don't. Yeah, but I don't. I'm sorry, but I don't buy that. I'm sorry. No, I don't buy that. I would sooner. It's easier for me to believe that you guys are targeting someone because it's easy to target them than the other way around. I'm sorry. If it's as widespread, remember, Neverland got rated. Remember that. Neverland got rated. Was there any evidence of these things? I'm just saying that, like, dog, if I go off of my gut and what I think, yo, he ain't do nothing to them. He ain't. That's what my gut. Like, he ain't do nothing to them.
The only thing that kind of bothers me about the whole thing with the movie, though, is that like apparently they were going to talk about the accusations against him regarding these fucking kids, but apparently the studio got cold feet at the original screening of the movie talking about that, and they actually told Fuqua like, you know what, we can't show this shit because apparently someone that signed an NDA that actually got paid by him in the early '90s. I don't know if they mentioned the dude by name or if they kind of hinted at him, but the studio told them, yo, you got to cut this shit out and redo the ending. And they did. And the ending is just kind of like when he's still on top. So that's why a lot of people were like, yo, like, what the fuck? And, you
Well,
know,
there's
the
just no
director.
way. There's just no way to tell a guy's whole life story in a 2-hour movie.
No, yeah, there
I'm
isn't.
telling you, there's no way. You can't, bro. Why you think the fighter worked? The fighter worked because Mark Wahlberg didn't try to put it all in there. You see, he didn't even use the Gaddy fights. He used something smaller and focused on like that's a great piece of filmmaking, by the way. The fighter is a great boxing movie, but the only reason it worked is because they didn't try to tell you everything about Mickey Ward. They didn't try to show you his whole career. They just focused on a specific moment and stuck to that. Let me read the super chat. Shout out to Drew. Jules, thoughts on Daniel Kinahan going down and now boxing scene. Who knows what's next with Pro Box? Also, Gilberto WBA was at Apex Card last night. Okay, the thing is, with Daniel, you know that Dubai and America, they buddying now because you know the shit with Iran. So that's what that is. Like, when the fuck did Dubai start extraditing people? When did that start? The whole reason motherfuckers used to go over there is because they don't extradite people. But you know, the shit with Iran pop off, missiles is landing in Dubai. They biting their nails over there. Yo, America, we got you, right? Like, we got you, Dubai. And you see what it is. Now they cooperating with motherfuckers. Now, yo, if you want a motherfucker, we'll get him for you. Because they wasn't going to do none of that, dude. Shout out to motherfucking George. Next biopic, Willie Nelson or Snoop Dogg. Either one, I ain't going to watch it. I ain't going to watch it. Or just keep it real, bro.
It's not gonna be no more. It's not gonna be no more. The girls are gonna be able to go over there and get shitted on no more.
Yeah, I'm saying, yeah, they you know, they trying to get it back to where it was, where you know you get a bitch from Bushwick, Brooklyn, fly her out to fucking Dubai, she get peed on her face. Right? Like, but with Gilberto, Drew, you know that's only I like I said a lot of this I said already. It's just that I say so much. When the Revival Act gets passed, and it will, their revenue stream is going to get cut. They're not going to be able to mass produce titles anymore. So the money has to come from somewhere. Enter Zuffa. They have network money. You need network money. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. That's it. It ain't complicated, bro. Something got to give. So, you know, don't be surprised when some WBA champions end up over there. You know, that's all that is. Back over to the boxing scene shit though. Like, yeah, man, they laid a lot of people off over there, man. Laid a lot of people off. It's kind of sad, you know.
Well,
But
print media is not exactly something that's fucking, you know, it's not flourishing right now at this point. So, you know, a lot of these people that are still involved in that kind of know that that business is taking a massive hit, especially over the last like 10 to 15 years. So, you know, you kind of got to get in where you fit in if you were involved in that for years and years and years. Like some of these dudes kind of pivoted, like Doug Fisher and Steve Kim, and some of these other guys did too. But a lot of these dudes didn't survive that were basically using boxing writing as their bread and butter.
well, the thing
I
is,
mean, how
the
did
other.
boxing scene? Go ahead, Joe. Sorry.
Well, I'm in the middle of a sentence. The thing is that it's not just that; it's that boxing isn't flourishing in this country. See, see, when the sport is doing good Everybody's doing good. When it's it creates even small lanes for journalists to occupy. Even with print media dying, there was a lane for them that, okay, these are the guys who write about the boxing, and if boxing is doing good, then it has a trickle down effect. But Dana White said it yesterday. Boxing in America lost its power. Look at where he's focusing on. The UK. It didn't take him long to realize what the fuck I've been saying. Boxing in America is a joke, bro. Like, it's a fucking joke. Like, you got to be kidding me, bro. You got motherfuckers that get up in the morning every day to go on Twitter to argue about boxing and don't buy none of that shit. They don't buy none of that shit. They'll sit there arguing about it, though, and they'll monetize their Twitter accounts to talk about it, and they'll make YouTube channels to talk about it, but won't put no money in it. It's like, yeah, it's a joke out here, bro. It's just a joke. You know? So when the sports... So exactly, Herb. Like, so when the sport is not doing well, all of its arms are not doing well. Like, yeah, that's the weakest arm is print media, because print media was already in trouble. Like Ignacio said, like, that was kind of already in trouble. But that your area of it isn't doing well, it's like, yeah, man. I mean, boxing in America is not doing well, and that's why I get infuriated over the Nico Wally Walsh, over the Roy Jones Jr., over the Oscar De La Hoya, because what these morons don't seem to understand is, let's say there's no Zuffa, there's no Dana White, right? No Paramount. Who's going to pour money into boxing? It would be down to just the zone. Think about that. That should intimidate a lot of people. That should make you afraid. And that has nothing to do with Dana White. It has nothing to do with Turkey El Sheikh. That is the direction that boxing was already going in this country. The major networks don't want it because you guys want to fight like sissies and ask for stupid ass money that you ain't good for. That's where boxing is at. All of y'all treated the sport like it's a bank heist, and now there's nothing to steal. That's where it's at. The network's not going to let you keep fucking them. Like, what we going to give you that for? Well, no, what we going to put you on pay-per-view for? So you don't sell shit? Because that's what's going to happen. Put you on pay-per-view for what, bro?
So I'm supposed to lose I'm supposed to lose my money and my job because you want to get overpaid each fight.
And that's what they're not going to say. That this is why, and I really do hope he cracks the whip, because boxing does need that. You need to understand something, Joe Boxer. You're replaceable. You need to make yourself. Canelo did it. Oscar did it. Floyd did it. Manny did it. There are boxers who have done it. You need to make yourself indispensable. But what's going on right now is all of y'all think y'all some fucking unicorns. All of y'all, you're the greatest fucking thing ever. Can't sell out a fucking bingo hall. But they all think they're fucking superstars, Drew. They all do. And that has to stop. Like, no, you're not a superstar. You ain't shit. And you need to know you ain't shit. Because as soon as you know that, you can start working against it. But if you walk around like you're God's gift and you think, oh, I arrived already because I beat fucking Joe Blow for a fucking belt, you have not arrived already, bro. When Marvin Hagler, who was it he beat, Ignacio, that he actually won the belt? Was it Antifermo?
No, he beat Alan Minter.
It was Alan Minter. And
after
even
50
when
some
he beat
fights.
and even when he beat Alan Minter, that wasn't the biggest fight of his career. Far from it. That wasn't that wasn't even it. But these guys, they'll win a belt, or worse. Look at Isaac Cruz. That motherfucker lost the fight and think he a star. He
bunch of homo shit.
He started turning his nose up at everybody.
You said, Jules, bunch of homo shit.
The crazy part about Hagler, he's more known for.
Wait, fantasy fight: Zab Judah versus Aaron Pryor. Aaron Pryor at 140.
Yeah, Pryor eats him alive.
Pryor, easy. Tear him up. Go ahead, Ignacio.
I was just gonna say the thing he's known more for. It wasn't winning that title. It was him getting fucking pelted by beer and all kinds of shit by the British fans after he won it.
Yeah, they was fucking mad at him.
They were mad as fuck.
this is a good example of what we're talking about. Look at this little fucking bug out asshole, right? Check him out. They took you to Norfolk, Virginia 2 times, and your people actually came out to support you because you know, from the city. And now your tickets aren't selling. Gee, I wonder why. What could have happened 10 months ago that people don't want to pay for the tickets now and it's fucking half empty? What could have happened, Herb?
Shit.
You see? And this is the kind of egotistical bullshit that is killing the sport. My God, you felt that you don't even need to make weight. That's what you thought. Oh, I don't even need to do that. For what? Y'all motherfuckers got too much wiggle room to do dumb shit. That's what's going on.
To make weight and to test positive for marijuana. That's another one.
Yeah, I think he was
I
lucky to
think
land that.
the marijuana was negligible. I'm gonna say, look, the marijuana was negligible because, look, if it's legal in some states but not in others, whatever. But you know how disrespectful it is. And he has no concept of this, Undefeated. People paid money to see you, not Kelvin. It ain't Kelvin in the main event, is it? They ain't here for the undercard. They paid money because it's your face on that poster. They showed up to support you, not once but twice. But on the second time, you really decided to disrespect the system. And that's why now your fucking fight on Saturday is going to be half empty. They're going to have to give them tickets away.
Tickets ain't selling?
It's like, what planet, what fucking is half empty? No. You went from being a bankable 10,000 in Norfolk, just like that. In 10 months, yo, the shit half empty. Well, gee, I wonder what could have happened. I wonder what happened. What happened? It's like, yeah. And you see the contrast. You see the contrast that if you look at these other fighters from other countries, they're gracious with their consumers. Yeah, they're gracious. They're thankful. You know, Lauren Price, for her fight that actually sold well, one of them, I think it was the Jonas fight or one of them shits. She had to go door to door in Wales selling them tickets. People bought them. People bought them to support. So they're gracious. Whereas the American boxer, yo, I'm sorry, I don't think there's anything more insufferable than the American boxer. I don't. You're egotistical. You're not that good. You're not entertaining. You cost too much. Whenever you're involved, everything gets fucked up. Everything. The hardest thing in the world to do is get an American boxer in a fucking boxing ring. That's the hardest fucking thing to do. The Brit, oh, sure, I'm fighting, man. I'll fight him. I'll do him. We'll fucking fight him. Fucking Nazi. Yeah, I'll fight him. Crocky. Fuck. Cunt. Right? The Japanese. What are you going to do? Everybody want to get down except the Americans. Rolly hasn't fought since May of last year. Country. He ain't fought since May. And the WBA, yeah, y'all just going to let him sit there. The title's not in circulation. Nobody's fighting for it. And you're protecting him. That's what it really is. You're protecting him. It would have been better for the sport if you held his feet to the fire and said, no, you're fighting Giasov or you're not a champion. Why? Either we get a fight or we get an active fighter. Either we watch Giasov knock him out, which is good, or Giasov gets the belt, you're a coward, and now the belt is back in circulation and people can fight for it. No, you choose to protect this fucking moron. So now ain't nobody seen that belt since May of last year. And this is what's wrong. And this is the bullshit that people want to protect. This is the bullshit. And then wonder why is boxing in America fucked up? What happened to it? Y'all happened to it. Y'all happened to it. You seem to have it in your head that these entry-level employees are supposed to get whatever they want. Oh, because boxing, then don't box. It's risky, then don't do it. Stop acting like they're soldiers because they're not. Stop acting like they police officers because they not. Stop acting like they firemen because they not. You in there for your money. You're not in there for me. We doing it for your entertainment. So is the strip at Sin City, bro. Okay, if she, okay,
Fucking Andre,
yeah,
fucking Andre Ward.
you know what I'm saying? I get so sick of that gay ass shit. Like, why y'all feeling sorry for the fighters? They chose to do that. They can stop doing it whenever they want. Motherfucker, you ain't sacrificing nothing for me. Yeah, you making sacrifices. I'm not saying you not, but those sacrifices are for you, not us. The fuck is you? I never, yo, the shit is, I never hear Mexican fighters say, no, because my sport is so dangerous. I never hear that shit. I never hear nobody from nowhere. Just the guys from here. Is it dangerous? Oh, all right, then it's fucking dangerous. Then don't do it then. Then don't do it. Fucking go sell crack. People still smoke crack, right? Crack ain't go sell crack. Motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Shit is real out here, B.
You gotta go out of town to get money off of that.
You know, so now this guy, y'all could go look at it on Ticketmaster. The shit is half empty. The shit is half. This time 10 months ago, fight week, the place was sold out. This time 10 months ago. But why would you? I don't like, how could you think that people are going to be happy that they paid what little bit of money they got to go out that night to see your ass fight and you could just fuck that up? And oh, yeah, I guess that's cool. Yeah, you could just do that. You just
I'll get you back on the
dickhead,
next
bro.
one. Yeah.
Then he has a turkey bag after that.
He better get another one because them tickets ain't moving. Shout out to George. Should Dodge bring back the Viper, Barracuda, Superbird? I mean, they could. I don't know why they stopped making them shit.
That's a fucking random one.
I know.
Is he that bored that he's asking about cars?
The Golden Boy card in San Jose ain't selling for shit either.
Yeah, because boxing in America don't have no it don't have no heroes, is what it is. You don't look at none of these guys with wonderment. You know what I mean? Like how people used to look at Michael Jordan. People used to look at Michael Jordan. They used to look at you know, Derek Jeter, these athletes and shit. You know what I'm saying? Fucking Joe Torre and shit.
Tony
You know what I'm saying?
Romo.
That Dan Marino, motherfucking Troy Aikman. Like, nah, they don't look at these assholes with wonderment. But really though, like nobody looking at like, yo, the only ones that's really looking at Ryan with wonderment are homosexuals, not boxing fans. Those are gay dudes that are attracted to him. That's it. Nobody puts these guys on a pedestal anymore, at least not the ones from here. And what the one good fighter, the one great fighter that America produced in the last 10 to 15 years, they keep trying to tear him down. That's Crawford. Oh, because you like Boots better. Oh, because you like Spence. Oh, okay. Then fuck boxing, bro. Yeah, fuck boxing. If Crawford ain't good enough for you, bro, ain't nobody gonna be good enough for you, bro. You hate Inoue. Inoue did more shit than Boots, but you don't like him. Usyk did more shit than Boots. You don't like him. Crawford, he from here. You don't like him. Maybe it's just that you guys are retarded. You know,
Yeah,
maybe
much.
it's that.
Yeah, like Crawford literally is what I hope American fighters inspire to be, but they don't. I mean, he's a country boy. He ain't got no tattoos. He don't, he's just a country boy. But at this point, bro, I need Crawford to shut the fuck up, cause you either you come out of retirement or ignore the motherfucker, bro. Like, what are you doing? Every day
Yeah,
you online arguing. Like, you gonna fight him? No, you gonna stay retired,
I ain't gonna lie. That is kind of true though.
bro.
I ain't gonna lie about that. I ain't gonna lie
Enjoy.
about that. Like,
And
if I'm Crawford, you listening, Bud? You listening, Bernie? One of y'all listen to my show. I know
Matt.
y'all do. I just don't know who it is. One of y'all listen. If I'm Bud, bro, I'm starting OnlyFans. Yeah, I'm getting my dick sucked in Germany and I'm filming it. Like, support Bud.
Some
You
Japanese
see me get my
hoes,
dick
man.
sucked? Right? Like what the fuck I look like arguing about Boots' whole ass? Like, bro, Boots, look, I'm gonna tell y'all the real right now. I'm gonna tell y'all the real. Boots ain't gonna be no 4-weight nothing. The fuck?
No.
He's not gonna be he ain't gonna be none of that shit. Do you know how hard it is to do that shit? He's not gonna do none of that shit. Even if he beat the Puerto Rican, he's still, he's not gonna be that shit, right? He not gonna undispute nothing, motherfucker. Nothing. Sitting here and he's dick sucking motherfucker. I had some dick sucking motherfucker try to argue with me about, but like, bro, I ain't gonna sit here arguing about fucking Boots. That dude is 29 years old, bro, and the best name on his resume is Stanionis. The fuck is wrong with you, dog? I'm gonna sit here for an hour arguing with your ass about fucking a guy whose best win is Stanionis, and he damn near 30. You out your fucking mind, bro.
The best black Mexican prospect I've ever seen, Jules.
He got that Munguia resume, bro.
Yep.
Fucking dude,
For real.
dude called to the boxing to the voice this morning talking about Boots got more skills than Canelo. I had to change it. Then I was like, I don't know.
Yo, the shit is, and I used to do this when I gave a fuck about a lot of shit, which I don't now. But when I gave a fuck about a lot of shit, whenever a motherfucker would start with that skill shit, right? You know what I asked the motherfucker? So you know about skills, because you know about the skills, right? Like about boxing skills. So what's the L step? Since you know about skills. Because if you telling me that you could look at a boxer and understand what he know how to do and what he don't know how to do, because your eye test, right? Because you fucking Jack Blackburn in the bitch. Tell me what's the L step. Tell me the difference between a shift and a pivot. What is the difference? And every time I would ask these skills ass motherfuckers, radio silence. You don't know what skills are. I'm not even telling you that I know everything there is to know. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that you are not the person to evaluate skill because you don't know what skills are. You watch him do flashy shit and you think that's a skill. Literally, you watch him do flashy shit and tell me, what is a level change? What is it? Break
Jules,
it down for me.
Mr.
What is
Potato
it?
Head was a prime example. He couldn't even tell you a weight class. You know, I mean,
I tell you that, and boxing skills, and that's why I don't really like people talking to me. I just like, yo, that's it. I don't want none of these boxing ass like, yeah, don't talk to me, bro. If I'm not, you got to pay me. Like, look, shout out to Jay because he came up with the 150, right? See, I don't want to talk to motherfuckers, and I don't want motherfuckers talking to me. If I got to talk to motherfuckers, I need $150 fucking dollars, straight up. I don't want motherfuckers talking to me. I don't want to talk boxing with nobody, just y'all, right? You will sit there and argue in bad faith, or either bad faith or you're just that ignorant and stupid and stubborn. You don't know nothing about no boxing skills, so stop acting like you do. He got the skill. Then what is the L step? That you should. I mean, that's not a hard one either. That's not a hard one. I'm picking elementary shit. That okay, you know about boxing skills, right? About the fundamentals of boxing. So tell me, what is the difference between a pivot and a shift? What's the difference? Y'all know all about the fucking skills, right? Boots got skill. I'm gonna tell you what Boots' shit is. I don't think Boots is skilled. I personally, I don't see boxing skill. I don't see that. I see a very athletic, gifted fighter. You a lot of what you do is because your body lets you do it. That's not skills. Skills is you shoot the jab, you get the hand back. That's fucking skills. Skills is you got the hands at home. Those are the skills. It's the simple shit. Those are the skills. Watch their feet. Watch his feet. Those are the skills. You see? The setups. Those are the skills. Not the flashy shit. Not when he's stunting on Roman Villa. Of course, your gay ass thought that was the fucking skills. Because they really think boxing is fucking ballet. Like, yeah, or any gay shit that happens in a fight. Oh, that's the skills. The skills. I'm tired. I don't want to talk boxing with these motherfuckers, man. Shout out to George. Most likely to start the OnlyFans. Tank, Ryan, or Wilder. I'm gonna say Ryan and Wilder. Cause Tank wanna fuck men. And he don't want nobody to know that. So he not gonna start that OnlyFans. But Ryan, he'll fuck some bitches on OnlyFans. He'll fuck some bitches. I'm gonna go Tank. I'm gonna go Ryan, Wilder. And Wilder will fuck some bitches too. But yeah, I don't want to sit here entertaining dumb shit from dumbass people like y'all will really sit there talking about the skills. You don't know what the fucking skills are, bro. And you're too fucking arrogant to admit that. You know what? I looked it up, and that was ages ago. What are the fundamentals? What are the basics so that you know what you're looking at? That if I'm gonna have a YouTube channel where I talk about boxing, it would help a great deal if I understand it a little bit, at least a little bit. Y'all won't even do that because you think you figured it all the fuck out, talking all that shit. Now I need a
I see
fucking
one.
cigarette because I'm undefeated.
I see. I see one that's charged them for that bullshit they be calling it with.
Damn you, undefeated.
What the fuck I do, man? No, but I just seen right now on X like the seating chart. Yeah, that shit's gonna be half empty, man.
You know, that's sad when you can predict it this early. You know, I mean,
Like,
But then at the same time, though, did they overprice the shit out of those tickets? Though I'm kind of wondering,
well,
because
it's not bad. The fact that you got Brim's boy Norman on the undercard. Like, okay, it's a solid card, but it's like, bro, like, damn,
yeah.
you
But what
fucked
I'm
up
saying is,
bad.
what do the prices look like though? Are they super expensive tickets?
I'm pretty sure they're cheap right now. Shit.
Well, yeah. I mean, the week of the fight and ain't nobody buying them. Hell yeah, there's gonna be a fucking major what do you call it? 2-for-1 sale going on for those
Fucking
fucking tickets.
fucking group on them shits,
Yeah,
man.
they're gonna group on the fuck out of that shit. So, but yeah, that's a terrible look. But hey, it's his own fault for fucking around and thinking that he could do whatever he wanted and fuck the fans. I'm gonna do what I want. Well, now it came back to bite you in the ass.
and now you know.
Like, I like Keyshawn. I think he's a good fighter. Like, I really he's a good fighter. But it's like, bro, you're a loose cannon. Like, if it ain't you fighting in the hallway, it's you leaving Bomac, which is a great trainer. Is you smoking weed? Is you drinking hitting the bottle? It's like, bro, what the fuck? You a fuck up.
I hate to say this, but he's on the path that fucking Broner's on, bro. At this point, so unless somebody steps in and tells this motherfucker, "Hey, you need to quit bullshitting and focus on your career," or you gonna end up like that motherfucker. Like he's about he's a few more stupid moves away from being on that same path right now, but nobody's telling him no.
Yeah, because I believe top rank has their fighters more. How can I put it? They got them more on a leash. Like the fighters, like they actually tell them like, "Hey, don't do this, don't do that." If he was at PBC, oh shit, man, that's Broner 2.0 right there. Let's go.
Yeah, but I mean the fact that he's like you said, he's a loose cannon and there's nobody to rein him in, and that's going to be the problem that ends up fucking up his career is that he thinks he knows better than everybody else, and he's going to find out the hard way that no, he doesn't, and shit's going to probably end up blowing up in his face at some point.
Yeah. Which is sad because if you think about it, this is a silver medal Olympus. Like, bro, you should be way up there and you're not.
Yeah, I mean, he just to diff. What is it? Prior to like Andre Ward, guys like, for example, like De La Hoya, the same number of fights that fucking Keyshawn has, De La Hoya had already won a belt and defended it multiple times before he even moved up. And this dude fought once, won it, and then lost it before he could even defend it. And now he's moving up to another weight class without a title, and ain't nobody really gives a fuck about it right now.
Literally. It's like, man,
I was
fucking
gonna
Keyshawn.
ask Jules right now when he comes back. I don't know if you guys saw the schedule. On Friday, there's a pretty intriguing fight going on that I'm kind of wondering if he knows about. Fucking Karen Chukatsian's fighting Patty Donovan.
Oh shit.
On the zone.
Who's
It didn't say who was broadcasting. It just said that the fight was taking place, and I was like, "Oh, what the fuck?" I was like, "Oh shit."
who's
So,
Karen under? Is he under? He's under Eddie, right? Matchroom.
did Matchroom sign him? I thought he was like with somebody else.
Eddie
Because
Donovan. I think he is with. He's
I
with
mean, I wouldn't
Eddie
be
or
surprised if Eddie signed him. If he was a free agent, yeah, I could see Eddie fucking throwing some money at him.
Well, I remember who was the one that knocked out Broner? Fuck. Sideshow no
Maidana or
no. The one that well knocked his tooth out.
oh fucking
No.
Blair the Flair.
Yeah. Because I remember Blair went to the post conference and he was telling Eddie like, "Yo, I want a shot." He's like, "All right, if you can beat Karen, then you get a shot." He just stayed quiet. So I'm guessing he's under Eddie. Maybe.
Okay. Yeah, I mean that's possible, but yeah, Blair's fucking up because instead of taking advantage of that win over fucking Broner, that motherfucker's been on the shelf ever since. Like,
That
talk about a
motherfucker need to go to
stupid move.
Zuffa. That
Yeah.
motherfucker need to go to Zmuffa. That's what he need. Zmuffa need welterweights. You a welterweight, Blair. Get your ass. You know that dude is probably 37 now.
Yeah, he's pretty close to that. Hey, Jules, really
God.
quick, I was telling the panel right now that I don't know if you know, but on Friday I saw that Karen Chukatsian's fighting Patty Donovan.
I saw that. That's in the afternoon. Yeah, that's gonna. I'm gonna watch that. I'm not gonna go live for it, but I am gonna watch it because it's a
Oh shit.
consequential fight. That's an IBF final eliminator. I think Karen gonna win that. I'm not high on Patty Donovan. I'm not, and I think he'll beat Lewis Crocker. I think if Karen will beat Patty Donovan, and he'll beat Lewis Crocker, he's probably gonna be the next IBF welterweight champion. I got Karen on Friday. Yeah, yeah, and we got fucking Dave Allen versus fucking Hergovic. I don't know. If,
Oh my.
I don't know if I'm gonna go live for that. Like, nah, I don't know about that one, bro. I don't know, maybe.
You know who
Say
has my respect, bro?
who?
That frog-eyed looking Frank, bro.
Oh,
Frank
Frank Warren.
Warren. Yeah, bro. This motherfucker, he threatened Turkey with a lawsuit. Turkey comes back and says that his show is struggling to sell. This motherfucker turns around and sells out the fucking arena, bro. Fucking Frank.
18,000. Not just sold
Fucking
out an
Frank.
arena. They broke a record in that arena. That was the most people that ever showed up for a boxing. Literally, they broke a record in the co-op arena. That was the most people that ever showed up for a boxing match. Frank is an OG. You see what it is? And that's why I keep trying to tell Drew, but Drew stuck on the Mark Shapiro shit that you know how goes a long way, bro. Know how goes a long way. And Turkey got a lot of money, and Dana could sit there talking shit, but y'all don't have know-how. That's why y'all paid Conor Ben 15 mil for a fight nobody gave a fuck about.
That's why you signed Edgar Berlanga.
But
Ow! Right now, y'all about to
Nick
sign
Khan, bro.
two of the most boring American fighters, and God fucking knows how much money y'all about to fuck off on them.
Hey, Jules.
But go ahead. Bro, don't do the hey Jules thing in the middle of a sentence, bro. You did that shit too much, and a lot of people was complaining. It was complaining the whole fucking lot.
No. Put him in the back. Put him in the back.
My bad, bro.
And you bought like how much money y'all bought the fucking? I really hope that Shakur has another Edwin De Los Santos fight. Because I want to see how Dana explain that shit. Hey, yo, you talk a lot of shit, Dana. How you explain that? What did y'all pay that guy for that shit? I wouldn't sign them. I'm mad. I'm mad that Devin might go over there. Yeah, like I wanted y'all to starve. I ain't even gonna front. Yeah,
Fuck
Devin, I
that.
wanted you to retire.
Send Devin to the Big Punch Arena.
That's what I
That's where
said
he
last
Yo, I
time.
belongs.
It feels like they're being rewarded. Like, nah, man, keep them frozen out.
And you got a whole and I keep beating this fucking drum, hoping that somebody just relays it back to him because I know who watches this channel. That you got a whole 126 that I'd rather watch. You got a whole 130. I hope Navarrete's in a unification match because it turns out he's not going to have to fight Charlie Suarez. Charlie's fighting in that shit in San Francisco on the undercard of Olescuaga's next fight. That IVB whatever shit, that guy who's trying to break a record for the most people to ever attend a boxing match. Charlie Suarez is on that undercard. So that frees up Navarrete to, I don't know, maybe you could fight. Who else got a belt? Who else got a belt?
Well, Foster has the BC. Who's got the B? Oh, fucking Kakachi's bitch ass has the WBA. So he'd have to fight him if he wants to unify.
Yeah, fuck it. I'll take it. I'll take it because he ain't gonna have to fight Charlie Suarez. Charlie busy. So yeah, I just remembered Foster's fighting Raymond Ford. I just remembered that shit.
And that show's being co-promoted by Samson fucking Snake Oil Lukowitz.
Ain't that about a fucking bitch, right? Out of
Yep.
all the fucking out of all the fucking people to hire to fucking do that show,
We're here to make money and more money.
we here to make money and more money. Whose microphone is fucking up? Buddy's microphone is fucking up.
Mm.
I'm gonna get my fucking coffee. Y'all cool out.
Yo, fucking drinking coffee at night. God damn.
What time is it? 11 o'clock.
Dave Allen.
Shit. I bet this motherfucker he drinks coffee and after he ends alive he puts on a Devon fight or a Shakur fight
It's
to go
your
to
fight to
sleep.
go to sleep.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah, you know the
Yeah,
Halloween.
fucking. I can't. Man, if we see anything saying that these motherfuckers are fighting anytime soon, I'm gonna be like, get the fuck out of here. That's crazy.
You know what would be perfect if they fight the first fight? Dana's like, fuck it, we're gonna make a statement. Put Keyshawn, put Devin versus Shakur, the first Zuffa pay-per-view, bro. That shit's gonna flop. Oh my god.
Yeah, they won't do that shit.
Oh shit. Dana's gonna be so mad.
They're more likely to put on fucking Brandon Lee as an opponent for one of those two guys before they put that fight on pay per view.
You know what's hotter than Devin and Shakur right now? Hotter than both of them. More talked about. Your boy Adrian Verona.
Yeah,
Hottest,
that's true.
he's the hottest thing smoking right now.
Yeah, but not for the best of reasons. That fat motherfucker is out here trying to fucking get bitches to give him a kiss, and they're saying no.
Yo, I can't believe.
That's
Yeah,
just pathetic.
I can't believe that dude younger than me, bro. That's crazy. And he younger than me by a lot. He younger than me by like 7 years or something. That's fucking crazy.
Jules,
Go ahead, Lennox.
yeah, since you're out here, yeah, waving the flag for Zuffa, what I want to find out is what these men gonna do because I've looked at the history. Dana's never built stars. When they can't overpay and they don't have access to anyone else's talent, what's Zuffa gonna do? Because what's happening? All I think Zuffa's gonna do for you lot is kill American boxing. Because guess what? They can't change the legislation in Europe or the UK. And that's just where everyone's going to go.
No, I'm gonna tell you what's gonna happen. Cause you gotta fix your mic is the first thing. The second thing is I've been saying that. You ain't saying nothing to me that I ain't been saying for the last 4 months. It's cool that you got a lot of money and you could buy people, but we already saw Ben Shalom do that, and that didn't work. You got Lawrence Okoli to go over there, Joshua Buatsi to go over there, Natasha Jonas, Van Marshall, a bunch of people. In the end, it didn't work because that is not a substitute for know-how. Eventually, you're gonna run out of fighters that other people built, right? And they'll let you use them. Like it's good business at the end of the day. It is. If Netflix wants to give Anthony a gigantic bag and we get a piece of that gigantic bag, yeah, that's good business. Of course, we're gonna do that. Of course. But make sure that every time you phone us, we get a gigantic bag. You got it? You got it? You gotta pay our guy more than we would pay our guy. And then we cooking. All right. And when that shit stops making sense, and it will, what are you gonna do?
What is the zone gonna do when they're still not making no fucking money?
Oh, you want to Mark Shapiro some more?
Boy back at it again.
I
All right,
mean,
listen, here's the other thing, Jules. Hang on
the
just one
game
second.
the
Let
game
me,
is who can outlast who, and we're talking about venture capitalists backing something.
Okay. That's nice. How long did LIV golf last, Drew? How
Jules,
long it lasted?
Nobody's
the other thing,
nobody's going to fucking Saudi to fucking watch golf. That's totally different.
Are they going to
Jules,
the Apex for boxing?
They're going to
Jules, hang on.
WWE for it. They're paying a shitload to get WWE go over there.
WWE is doing the worst that it's ever done. But Jules, hang on.
If I'm
Jules, I
gonna
got a
vote,
question.
Good.
You notice that these
Good.
men are only signing people that need a promoter, right? if you pay attention to all the quote unquote talent they're signing, they're not signing self-promoted talent. They're signing talent that's been built by Eddie, and they're signing talent that actually needs a promoter. Conor Benn was made by Eddie. Shakur got his biggest run under Eddie. And you know what? What they don't have at Zuffa? What don't they have at Zuffa? I'll let you
God,
answer it. You know what they don't have at Zuffa. Same thing they didn't have it. The same thing they didn't have at Boxer. When you signed
experience.
Well, not just that, but you signed
Spit it out. What's this clandestine shit?
When you sign boxers that need a promoter and you don't have a promoter.
Yo, listen, man, I'm 43 and I just went to the gym, bro.
Oh my God.
Look, let me simplify. Let me condense it. And because I've been telling Drew and he doesn't want to listen. There's no substitute for know-how. There isn't one. Right now, you just started. So you're doing what everybody did when they just started. You're doing what everybody did. You're throwing a lot of money. You're investing. There are going to be losses. These are calculated losses. But after a while, it's going to stop making sense. And you're going to stop doing that shit. And then it's going to boil down to, okay, what do you actually know how to do? Because Conor Benn is not the flex you think it is. And look, because there's a couple of guys on Twitter that are really excited about Devin's money. Listen, I hate to break the news to you,
Michael.
Signing him is not the flex you think. All he does is cost a lot of money. He don't generate shit. That's all. He don't generate Nathan. You crazy? Why you think Eddie? Why
he's
you think, why do you?
He's also an Eddie Hearn built fighter. That's what people forget. Devin Haney is an Eddie Hearn built fighter. The difference between him and Conor Benn is he actually has skills. Huh?
What I was going to say is he's a fucking headache. He didn't make no money for Matchroom. I know he didn't. He didn't make no money for Matchroom. He costed money. He didn't make no money for Matchroom. And I'm not going to say, look, George made that money for Top Rank. Yeah, more than you, Devin. That's why you the one that had to go to Australia. All those people didn't gather at Marvel Stadium to see fucking Devin Haney. Okay, let's just cut the bullshit. All right, you didn't make no money for Top Rank. You don't make nobody money, but you cost money. And Zuffa is throwing you a lifeline because they're desperate. You know who you are? You're a more accomplished Andre. That's who you are. Yeah, it's what you got going on. Who the fuck wake up with a hard dick over a Devin Haney fight? The fuck gotta be wrong with I can't wait for that Devin Haney. Yeah, I don't know.
Michael does.
Right? Shout out to Michael.
Motherfucking
shout out to Usyk. I was gonna ask you on the panel, but my phone keep logging. But outside of Laura and Vernon Forrest and Maul, has Ronnie ever made a fighter good? Not to my motherfucking knowledge. Not to my knowledge. Can you guys name a fighter who got better for training with Ronnie Shields? Anybody? Any takers?
Damn. I don't know. He had
who has he trained, by the way?
He trained a lot of fighters, man. Shout out to George.
The only one I can think of, Jules, is he had Evander Holyfield for a minute, but I don't know how much better he got with him.
You can't tribute nothing about Evander to fucking Ronnie Shields is the thing. Shout out to he had Tyson for a minute. Yeah, remember he trained Tyson for a little minute too. He trained Mike Tyson for a little minute.
Yeah, Tyson, Holyfield, Chua, Pernell, Whitaker.
He trained Sweet Pea. He's trained a lot of people. He hasn't made anyone.
Yeah, that's what it seems like.
Shout out to George. The next top heavyweight journeyman, Dave Allen or Forrest? I think Dave Allen's kind of already there, bro. Like Dave Allen is the white Derek Chisora. That's the white Derek Chisora. Like, I'm Dave Allen. I'm gonna get paid on, and he's a charming guy, Dave Allen. But like, he's the white Derek Chisora. That's what he is. You know what I'm saying? Jerry Forrest, forget about it. That dude probably applying to UPS as we speak. But Lennox, like, you ain't telling me nothing that I ain't said already. I said them dudes don't know how to do nothing over there. And that's when they're gonna unravel that. When you got to start building fighters that people actually give a fuck about, you're gonna be shit out of luck. Be shit out of luck. Yeah. All you could do is pay for what somebody else built. And if you run out of fighters like that, you know. Yeah, you run out of that. Look, think about it. Y'all was talking all this shit that, oh, we about to promote Fury fight. Except y'all didn't. What it say over there? Spencer Brown. That's what the shit say. It don't say Zuffa. It don't say Dana White. It say Spencer Brown. So y'all can't even claim that shit. Now y'all acting like y'all about to promote Joshua versus Fury. Yeah, we'll see about that. We'll see about that. Shit is crazy. And I'm not rooting for them to fail. I'm not. But Turkey, the way he moves, it's like a kid. Honestly, it's like a kid. I thought that the appeal of Zuffa was controlling spending and bringing a standard back to boxing, a standard. If you're fucking off 15 mil on Connor and whatever you're gonna waste on these two fucking guys, yeah, you're part of the problem. You are, because he's not he don't generate the money that he's asking you for. He doesn't, but you're giving it to him, which is part of the problem. It's part of the problem.
So is like that confirmed, by the way? Like the whole Haney and Shakur going over there, or is it like just Chris Mannix?
I mean, it's just
Talking.
Chris. At the moment, it's just Chris Mannix. But I mean, where else are they gonna go, Ray? Like, think about it. Like, it's the most logical step for them is for them to go over there. And
Right.
Zuffa really needs brand power, so you know they're gonna pay. But I look at it as a terrible waste, and I look at it as counterintuitive and bad for boxing. It's better if y'all starve, so y'all learn y'all lesson. Stop asking for the moon and the stars. Y'all keep asking for money that literally doesn't fucking exist. Y'all need to starve so we get a new crop of fighters in here that will play ball. Cause y'all fucking the game up. I ain't gonna
And you know
fight
what's
unless I
insane
get.
too, though? It's like,
Okay.
bro, in what universe, like, because I think people might be thinking like, yo, we're asking them to go back to fighting for like 500 grand, bro. I think it might be just going back to like 2 million at worst.
You gotta be you really gotta be honest about this one. I don't think Devin is more than a $1.5 million fighter, and even that seems like a
I
lot.
don't either. But I think like if people are telling them to pull back, it's gonna be for like still more money than I would say 90% of boxers. Shit. Damn near more than like 99% of any UFC fighter for sure.
Of course, but that's the whole thing with boxing, that they don't want there to be a standard or a status quo so that they have the wiggle room to ask for all this insane shit. The Schofields literally sat there and asked for $10 million to fight Abdullah Mason. The fucking nerve of you. Fucking Normans turned their noses up at close to $2 million, bro. And they was
Oh
just
wait,
fighting
hold on.
and they was
Now,
just fighting Derek Cuevas on the undercard.
now that we're on that though, I saw your video. You know, you weren't supporting Zuffa. I'm not gonna say that. But some of the stuff I was hearing in kind of talking about them being somewhat of a good option is kind of nonsense to me. And Floyd Schofield is a part of that.
Nah, I'm gonna disagree vehemently on that, because the whole idea is, if you're gonna look at Zuffa and vilify them, why haven't you been vilifying the existing framework? Zuffa just got here. Boxing already had problems before they got here, Roy, and you were a part of those problems. Graziano
But
Rocigliani sued the WBC because of you. You're not gonna say that
he was
though,
able
but it
to
was
actually
because
sue the WBC though.
big fucking deal.
Okay, yo, Dana White, let's say I don't think this will happen, but let's say he gets a bunch of power and he somehow does take it over. All right, yo, I want a title shot. Dana White, kiss my ass. You know what happens after that? Nothing.
What I'm saying,
That's it. That's it. It's done.
no, what I'm
It's
saying,
over right there.
what I'm saying is, it's not that Zuffa's perfect, and I said that in the video. It's not about Zuffa being perfect. It's about, don't all of a sudden care about the standard of boxing when it's been bad. It's been bad. If we're gonna talk about title shots, okay, where's Giasov's? Where's Mirko Cuello's title shot? Where was Kenny Enriquez's title shot? It's a laundry list of fighters who never got their shot.
Okay,
So if
I
the
agree with
fear
that.
is,
And
wait,
here's my
wait,
counter to
wait,
that
if
though.
wait, if the fear is that, oh, you got to kiss ass to get a title shot at Zuffa, Brody, you got to kiss ass to get a title shot now.
No, but here's the
You
counter to
do.
that though. There are 4 belts in the what's it called, in boxing. If you buy I'm gonna be completely honest. If you're a fighter that doesn't make a certain amount of money, I feel like you should have the brain power to know, hey, the WBA is screwed over a lot of guys, but the IBF rarely does that. I don't think they've ever really done that. So why
Yeah,
not just
no,
go there or
no,
to
no.
the BO with a working,
The,
functioning brain?
the thing is, okay, if you go to BF, you subject to a rehydration cap. Most boxers
So
don't want to deal with that. I'm saying that
that's your
you trying
fault.
to see,
That's your fault
see,
then.
you want to be realistic, but then you don't want to be realistic. I'm telling you why the shit is the way it is what I'm telling you. And all I'm saying is you can't look at this pile of shit, right? This is a pile of shit, the existing framework, and then get mad that there's a pile of shit over there. Why don't you worry
No,
about this pile of shit
no,
first?
but hold on, but what you're advocating for is you're adding the next pile of shit, but it's in a mystery box. And you're like, you know what? It smells like a pile of shit, but it's in a mystery box, so it might not be. And that's what Zuffa is.
No, and the other thing is that the other thing I'm gonna say is this. I don't think that Zuffa is a pile of shit, but the idea that Dana White is gonna run a tight ship where guys gotta fall in line, yeah, boxing needs that. Because that's what's wrong with boxing. Nobody wants to fall in line. Everybody thinks they're top billing. Everybody. The sport is dying right in front of them, and they're going to keep doing it. Yeah, you're going to keep asking for money that doesn't exist. You're going to keep seeing guys on pay-per-view that really don't belong there. Yo, David's fight with Zerto, I mean, for
I'm
the
gonna push
nothing that
back.
you did,
I'm gonna
bro.
push back on that. The sport's not
Go ahead.
dying. The sport might be dying in America.
I'm not so. That what do you Lennox? What do you think I'm talking about? I'm not talking
Yeah,
about Britain, and I'm not talking
but
about
here's the
Japan.
thing. No. It's not just Britain. It's like, it's get over it, fam. It's a global world out here. It's like, you know what I mean? You guys have.
No. You just wanted to condescend to make the point that I already made. I'm talking about America. I'm not talking about Britain, Japan, Australia, Mexico. These are not new talking points. I say it all the time. Boxing is dying in America. Why? Every fighter in America thinks they're a superstar. David Benavidez don't belong on pay-per-view, but y'all keep putting them on there. Yo, dog. If that fight would have did 250, we would have heard about it by now. That shit was 2 weeks ago. So you ain't even do 250. Yo, then why is this shit on pay-per-view? This should be a regular fight. Why is it not a regular fight? Because of the money you want. That's why it's not a regular fight. You feel that you should get this, so we got to put you on pay-per-view hoping you could get it. And you don't fucking get it, but we're going to do it again the next time. And we're just going to keep doing this dumb shit. When the mission statement is you don't belong on pay-per-view. You don't have enough customers. And that should be enough. Like, yeah, I'm sorry, David. We can't keep putting you on pay-per-view to not sell nothing. How the fuck is that gonna work? Devin. Putting your ass on pay-per-view, people tired and shit, undefeated, yawning. Can't keep doing that shit. And it has everything to do with the fighters' demands because they're not realistic. It's just not realistic. Guys want 8-10 mil. Brody, look, Shakur, you got a great
All right,
jab, bro. But
so
guess
I mean,
what?
it's not getting
I
any
got
more
something I
realistic
need you
though.
to consider. You ever consider it's not the fighters and it might be the managers, and some of these men just have managers that are just running their
You're right.
careers back. For instance, everyone gets on Jaya Pattaya. This is why I'm surprised, as intelligent as a lot of your takes are, you never address this. Jaya Pattaya doesn't run his career. He's in a bad situation because the people who have his deal, it's like a record deal. The people who have your publishing put you over there at Zuffa so they can make some peas back. And now you can't get undisputed. The problem that Jaya Pattaya is having now, it's not based on decisions that he made. It's based on maybe one decision he made is signing to a manager.
No,
His
I'm gonna put.
management.
I'm gonna push back on that. I'm gonna push back on that for the simple fact that for the 2 years that Jai Opataya was with Matchroom, and I'm not even putting this on Eddie.
He was
but
never
for
with Matchroom, Jules. That's what you don't get. You keep saying that. He's never been a Matchroom fighter.
Can I finish a sentence?
Okay, all right. Let
The
me.
point I'm making is that they didn't want to fight him. Is the point I'm making. When those fights came up with Matthias Masternak and Richard Riakporhe, those guys hauled ass. They didn't want to fight him. They were ordered to fight him, and they didn't want to fight him. Chris Billum-Smith chose to fight Zurdo, and Zurdo chose to fight him. The problem here is not, oh, well, you're with this promoter, and that fucked everything up. No, Matchroom or Zuffa or Tasman or whoever, they didn't want to fight him. Didn't matter who was promoting him. Now they're using Zuffa as, oh, you went to Zuffa, and that's just the latest excuse. Lennox, come on. What? Because CBS would have fought him if he.
I hear you, but let's set the record straight, which you can look up the paper. Jai has never been a Matchroom fighter. Matchroom has never had a majority stake in Jai. He was always a Tasman. It was a co-promotion deal. Basically, it was one of them things where he was a Tasman fighter and Matchroom had a distribution deal. So Matchroom could get him on the zone.
Well, look, I get
you
that.
saw the contract, you saw the details. He was a Matchroom fighter.
It's not even that. It's not even that. One, he was a Matchroom fighter. You know, I know he was a Matchroom fighter. He's not fighting fucking Jordan Thompson for no reason, Lennox. He's not fighting fucking Ellis Zorro for no reason.
Jules,
he's not fighting
Jack
Macy. I know it was a co-promotion, but to say that he wasn't a Matchroom fighter, look at who those opponents are, bro. Those are guys that Matchroom musters up. If he was just a Tasman fighter, he would have been in fucking Australia fighting Anthony fucking Mundine, okay? You're not fighting Jordan Thompson and Ellis Zorro and Jack Macy and these people because you have no affiliation to Matchroom. He had an affiliation to Matchroom. My thing is, look, Matchroom didn't offer him a new deal. They didn't offer him a new deal. So he did what he had to do. I'm not going to castigate him for that. That doesn't make sense. Queensbury didn't offer him nothing. Matchroom didn't offer him nothing. PBC don't have nothing to offer him, and neither does Golden Boy. So if he goes to Zuffa, let's just be honest. Him going to Zuffa is not the reason David don't want to fight him. The fuck? Do I got like really? Oh, it's because he went to Zuffa. Bro, Nobody asked David. Yo, go fight at Zuffa. Go fight on Paramount. Go fight for a zoo. Like, they're framing it that way. The sides of the street bullshit. But nobody asked David to do none of that. Fight him on a Turkey LL Sheik show. Like, you was cool to fight Anthony Yard on a Turkey LL Sheik show? Fight him there. What's the problem? We both know, Lennox, he's not going back to 75. We know he's not. Like, come on, bro. You just fought that cruiserweight, bro. Like, what the fuck?
I mean, if David Jules, if he wasn't a Matchroom fighter and Tasman only, he would have never got the Riyadh paydays.
Yeah, that was the segue to that. How many other Tasman fighters ended up on a Riyadh season card, on a Turkey LL Sheik card? The shit is. I don't think that Jai is at fault for any of this because it's not complicated. They didn't want to touch that guy with a 10-foot pole before he signed to Zuffa. Now they're just using Zuffa as an excuse to keep doing the same thing. They didn't want to fight him before. When he had the IBF title, y'all didn't want to fight him. And everybody is conveniently forgetting that in the American media that Jose said, that guy doesn't sell. David said, that guy doesn't sell. That's what y'all was saying when he had his belt. That's what y'all was saying before he got to Zuffa. Now he goes to Zuffa. Oh, he's at Zuffa. It's just like, come on, bro. This shit ain't complicated. And the crazy thing is, there is literally more money behind him at Zuffa than there is behind you at the PBC. I'm just saying, Dana, spend some of it. Don't fuck it off on these on Devin and Shakur. Like, that's a waste. Them dudes ain't going to entertain nobody, bro. For real. Them dudes is not going to entertain nobody with that shit. Spend some of that money on Jai. Put David Benavidez on the spot. I don't expect him to take the fight, Lennox. I want you to humiliate him. It's not hard to do either. Y'all have the money.
I'm gonna be real. That's not happening.
David. You can't. Go ahead.
Jai is
Why is that not happening, bro?
For one, I'm gonna be real. I think the opinion of Jai Opataya is a lot more negative than you'd like to really realize, especially in America. So it almost is to the point where what's it called? David could say just absolute nonsense. Like he could say some bullshit like, I'm not fighting on Zuffa because I'm gonna lose my belts. And literally, and what's it called? And you could try to frame it in whatever way you want. People will believe that. You're not going to embarrass him in the public eye. Like, that's just not going to happen.
No, listen. No, see, you're not going to embarrass him to Americans. That's what you meant. To Americans.
Okay.
Yeah, I would say that's bad. I would say that's bad if Americans spent money. See, you're still young, Ray. You're still younger than me, and you don't get it. These people that are going to defend you are going to spend this much money on your next fight. They're going to spend this much money, right? That's what they're going to do. The ones arguing, oh, David don't got to do. When Gervonta Davis, remember when he wanted to use Gervonta Davis? And they did what you're saying, Ray. They did what you're saying. But how did he come out in the end? How did he come out?
I'm going to be real. Now? That's a bad example, bro, because he really came out the way he came out. Because he beat a woman in a fucking strip club.
You're not getting me. Is he doing good right now? Did he get to make some other money?
Why though? But that's not why though. He had the chance to make like what 20 mil or something, and he beat a woman out of it.
My God, there's no alternative. See, if you want Bivol, you got to go through Turkey. I'm saying, okay, let's put this guy on the spot. Let's humiliate him to the rest of the world. Let's humiliate him to the Brits. Let's humiliate him to the Aussies. If the Americans want to take up for this ass clown, let them. They don't spend no money anyway. Go ahead, argue about him and your threads. Argue. No, the Brits spend money, bro. What are you talking about?
Not on David Benavidez.
No, but that's the point. You don't have a market. What you have are a lot of very strange people online. You don't have a base. So while you're not fighting Jai Opataya and you're not fighting Bivol because you're not going to, who are you going to fight? And how are you going to sell it? You could sign a Noel McKaylee fight today, and that'll sell less than what you just sold with Zerto.
I agree.
Yeah. Battle of attrition, Ray. Battle of attrition. If you want to make money, you can't make it on your own. That's established. You can't make it on your own. You just don't have the numbers. But if you want to make money, you better fight Jai. That's what we got for you, David. We got some Jai Opataya. If anything, get Jai Noel McKaylee so that David can't use him as an option. If anything, yeah. Get him. Noel ain't doing nothing. He'll sell that belt in a minute. He don't need it for nothing. There's ways to play this shit, man. Now, to the argument that I'm having in favor of Zuffa, it's simple, bro. It's simple. Anything that makes the WBC nervous, anything that makes the WBA nervous, must be good. It must be. They in a tizzy over this Zuffa shit. They all worried about it. And I'm benefiting as a consumer because, listen, if not for what's going on now, Joshua versus Fury, for me and you, would be a pay-per-view. If not for what's going on now. That would be a pay-per-view. We're getting that on Netflix because of this shakeup that Zuffa's creating. I love it. That's a good thing. So I do support them a bit. I do. I do want to see something new in boxing. And listen, American boxing was already in the toilet before Zuffa got here. Act like you know, bro, American boxing was already going in the wrong direction long before any of this shit. So Zuffa can't be any worse. If it doesn't work,
guys that don't do cross promotion ever, I've never really seen that as a positive, or at least who have historically never been fans of cross promotion. I don't really see that ever being a positive. They might do it today, maybe. Big on that, maybe. Actually, I don't think they're going to do it at all. Maybe they do cross promotion, but maybe they don't. I don't really see how guys who have always been anti the fan are going to be a positive.
That's because you keep thinking about it purely as a UFC thing, and that's what everybody's doing. As if they know what is the only one who's deciding what's going on, and he's literally not. He wasn't the one at the congressional hearing, was he? No, it was Nick Khan. What Dana White just said is a window into what I thought. Any fight can get made. And that's, yeah, any fight. There's nobody is asking you to sign a contract to go fight at Paramount. No one is asking you to do that. You're using, they not you, but them. They're using the old argument that, oh, because you're at ESPN and because I'm a show. Yeah. That's not going on. You want money? We got money. You fight him on Netflix. You trying to fight? You gonna pretend we don't got money? We got Paramount. We got WWE. We got UFC. We got Seller. You gonna pretend we don't have money? Put him on the spot. Because this is not the sides of the street shit. No one ever asked David to go to Paramount. Go to Turkey. You fought on one of his shows? Just make it obvious. Make it obvious. That's all you really have to do. Just make it obvious for the people, the ones who actually have money and the ones who pay, not the Americans, the ones who actually pay. Just make it obvious why he doesn't want to fight Jai Opataya. And
but what does that benefit, though?
Jai can come up off of that. When Jai goes in there and fights the winner of,
on some boogeyman thing or whatever, I guess.
Yes. That I have a theory. I don't know if they're going to do it, but I do think it's a good course of action. I don't know that David is going to fight 2 times this year, but Jai Opataya can fight 3 times this year. And every single time he fights, the talking point emerges again. David Benavidez. So if he fights 3 times this year and David only fights once, that's 3 times. That's 3 times the David Benavidez thing comes up. You see what I mean? If you end up fighting the winner of CBS versus Rozicki, right? And why are you fighting them? Well, I want to fight David Benavidez, but he doesn't want to fight me. That's due to him, right?
Know, man.
I'm telling you.
It's just like, I don't. He's got so much bad faith with people too, because it's like there's so many people that are just starting to like that do know him that are just keying in where they're like, yo, the last time you fought someone that's worth us even thinking about was Maris Briedis.
Those people, you haven't figured it out that what those people think doesn't matter. You're not trying to win them over. I'm not saying do any of this to win them over. I'm saying do this to raise his marquee value. Do this to raise his profile. This is the fighter that has the supposed Mexican monster shaking in his boots. This is the fighter. This is the boogeyman. This is the lineal. This is the Ring Magazine champion. Not that guy.
Do the same thing he doing to Canelo.
That's what you do. There it is. See, fucking Herb, man. Because Herb sold drugs, right? And that's what the shit is. He understood that shit. Herb sold drugs. You know what the hustle is.
But is it even, could you say it's even working for David, though?
In a mild, you have to admit that he's galvanized a small group of individuals. He has. They think he hails the moon and the stars, right? Fucking beat Zerto. They got him beating everybody.
So how many views do you think that your stream has right now? Like, how many people watching?
About 125 right now is what it says.
Okay, so like, no joke, maybe half of that bought his last pay-per-view.
I don't even look. Cruiserweight is not a glamour weight, so you're already not talking about a lot of people. But this is a prevalent story in the boxing space. This is actually one of the hotter topics in the boxing space, and I know that because of what the ads are paying. When you talk about Benavidez and you talk about Jai, the ads are paying well. So it's a prevalent story. It's something that's on people's minds. And all I'm saying is Jai Opataya was already kind of in a rut because of the division that you campaign in. This actually makes things interesting. You need a frick to your frack. You need something to argue about. You need for somebody to be on the other side of the aisle willing to argue. This is actually good, depending on how you play it. You go in there, you fight Noel McKaylee, and who fucking cares, bro? You go in there, you fight Vidal Riley. Oh, shit. Vidal Riley. You could have won them belts from Zerto. It wouldn't be bigger than this could be. but you have to play it right. Now it's a rivalry. Now it's now it's some shit. Nobody was gonna argue this hard in favor of fucking Zerto. Hell no, bro. Ain't nobody gonna be sitting here making excuses for Zerto, bro. But for David,
I don't
they
think
are.
Jai can fight like Randall. Well, not Randall's, but like he needs to fight for a title. I don't think
Yeah,
that's a debatable point at all. If there is no fight against Noel, or honestly, I think Vidal Riley would probably be a better option. If you can't get either of those
Vidal's
guys
not
in,
gonna fight
no
him.
one's gonna care.
Vidal's not gonna fight him, and they could probably get Noel, but I don't think Vidal's gonna fight anybody. He gets that IBF, he's gonna fight guys from around the way. That dude is not strapped for cash to be rolling the dice with people. He got a social media following. But the focus has to be David. The focus has to be one, activity, and two, David. Yeah. Even if you can't get him in the ring, look at you just flip it on them. What they're doing to Canelo, you flip it on them. I can't get you in the ring any more than you can get Canelo in the ring. Really. But if I get up here and talk that shit, there's going to be people that want you to shut me up. Man, my fucking Wi-Fi fucking up tonight. What the fuck? Let me
So
switch
you
off.
know
Let
what?
me go undefeated.
It's a moment of silence for the great career that Jake Paul is about to end. Um, what a run! What a run for the YouTube community. Uh, Hall of Fame worthy.
What I was gonna say was I think he doesn't want to fight. That's
Shit, I wouldn't. The fuck?
hold on, wait.
Devious at though.
I think he's using the broken jaw as an excuse not to fight because remember, Oscar Valdez got his jaw broke by Scott Quigg. Who else got their jaw broke? It's a couple of guys that got their jaw broke, and
Jai,
it wasn't a career-ending injury when they got their jaw broke. Like remember, Jai Opataya got his jaw broke in two places, just like Jake. And it wasn't a career-ending injury. I think that Anthony just put the fear of God in him now, and he doesn't want to fight.
Motherfucker came out saying he was thinking about having kids now, and now he don't know if he
oh
want to
nah,
fight
he done
again.
turned into Ronda Rousey, bro.
I'm dead ass though, like because who like dog? That's a 250-pound man that punched you in your shit. You never want to get hit like that again. Like yeah, that's it for me, dog. I'm good. I made my money, and then he made money, you know.
I was so happy. I'm
Was.
so happy he got knocked the fuck out, man.
Dude, his
God.
jaw spun around his head like it was in a cartoon, man. That shit was bad.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
motherfucker's a clown. He's a fucking clown, bro.
Come on,
I,
put your
I,
wings
I,
by the
I,
PC. Come on.
I really think that it's not the broken jaw. It's not about getting cleared by the doctors. I don't believe we've been watching fighters get their jaw broken, come back, nah. I don't believe it's a career-ending injury. What I believe
Damn,
is,
Bam get his jaw broke, yeah.
but yeah, Bam got his fucking jaw broke.
Shit.
By like Christian Gonzalez? Yo, son, motherfucker, I generally cannot remember this day.
Yeah, but also
Oscar Valdez got his broken, and he still
you gotta
fought for
remember, Bam and the
years.
rest of those guys have trained to take hits. Jake Paul really hasn't.
I remember Valdez, like his whole bottom teeth, like the bottom teeth were like pushed in. The motherfucker still finished the fight. Jake
That's
was
what
like,
I'm
fuck
saying.
that.
And I don't say this to be insensitive. I say it because I've seen a lot of fighters get their jaw broke over the years, and they kept fighting. I don't remember, like if you think about a career-ending injury, there are eye injuries that can be career-ending. I've heard of those. And obviously, if you get a brain bleed or something like that, like, yeah, you can't keep fighting if you got a fucking brain bleed. But I don't remember ever hearing that a broken jaw is a career-ending injury. I
It
don't
Oh,
can
remember
be.
hearing that.
shit, tell that to Ali, man.
Unless they have to like wire it or something like that, then I could see that. But
Yeah, but have you ever heard it referred to as a career? Because I'm not saying that to be funny, and I'm saying I've never heard of getting a broken jaw as being a career-ending injury. Like motherfuckers get their jaw broke all the time. Like I'm not trying to downplay it. For you to say, "Well, I can't box no more because he broke my jaw," well, what the fuck is Oscar Valdez doing out here?
You
Bam is
said
out here.
The worst one
eye
ever.
injury, abnormalities. Didn't that make him retire?
No, that was an eye injury. If that's
It
Yeah,
what
the
you're
was an
talking
eye
about.
injury. Yeah,
Oh
they
yeah,
said if
eye
he
yeah.
kept
injury.
fighting,
Yeah.
he would have went
He
blind.
tore his
Because
his retina was torn or whatever.
Yeah.
The worst jaw broken ever that I
Yeah,
saw,
but
and
it
that's
was good riddance because that
and the
motherfucker.
motherfucker
Yeah,
that kept
he was
fighting.
a joke.
He kept
He was
fighting
making his
anyway for a long
boxing
time.
look bad
Was
and shit.
Arthur Abraham. So that
Oh,
shit
you
didn't
guys,
end his career.
were you guys talking about Layman Brewster with his eye?
nah, he
No.
said Arthur Abraham. He said Arthur Abraham.
No, I meant prior to that. I heard what
Oh,
Ignacio
the
was.
eye thing? No, Abnormaris.
Oh,
When he
Abnormalities.
Abner
fought
Mars. Okay,
yeah.
because it triggered a memory for me of what's his name? He had Layman Brewster. He won like the heavyweight title, and then like he had to quit because his eye was like done.
But that's what I'm saying, country. That I've heard of a lot of eye injuries that retired fighters. I've heard it like, in other words, that's normal. Like I've heard of that. That yeah, God, if you keep fighting, you gonna go fucking blind. So I've seen that injury retire a lot of fighters. But I don't really ever remember hearing that a guy got his jaw broke and he got to retire because of that. Like I never heard that before. I'm just being real. Like I never heard that before. I don't know.
Bro, you know what's crazy? I
Go ahead.
looked it up real quick, and I was like, the first thing that pops up is Jake Paul's name.
So yo, don't they?
Yo, the first thing that pops up, they're like, hey, bro.
That's what I'm saying. I never
Okay,
heard
no,
of a
there
dude.
is some though. There is some though.
Ooh,
Um, Only one, and it was in a sparring session. This is, I guess, an African boxer. Actually, you know what? Let me make sure. This could be a UFC fighter.
I never heard. Like I said, in all the years I've been watching boxing, I never heard a dude say, "Well, he broke my jaw, so I can't fight no more." Like, nah,
Yeah.
that
What's it called? Kingsley EK or whatever.
Kingsley
Broke
eBay.
his jaw and no. It's like EK or something, or yeah, something like that. Yeah, broke his jaw in a sparring match or whatever, and then had to retire from it. Don't know what that guy did to him, but hey, man, I guess that was pretty bad.
Just saying, did he choose to? Did he had to retire? Yo, I don't
I
know, B.
mean,
I don't know, B.
look,
Like I said, I really think Anthony put the fear of God in that dude. I think he never got hit like that before. And that's when the shit got real. Like, yeah, this how motherfuckers really punch each other. These people they can't do that. You see, you stay here too long, this how you gonna get hit. And he said, you know what? Fuck that shit. I'ma just promote. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm not doing motherfucker can't be hitting me like this. I got
Yeah,
too much money to be getting hit like this.
it's pretty easy to keep fighting when you're fighting Tommy Furies.
Saying.
but I think it was that serious. I mean, the guy, like, when he retired, like, he was coming off of like four straight victories.
I don't look. I don't think a broken jaw is a career-ending injury. I don't think. I think it's just he got hit really, really fucking hard, and it felt like a car hit him, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm not doing this no more." Like in that you could see it on his face right before the punch land, like the fear of God. Like, yeah, I'm not doing this no more. That's all it is. That's all it is. And hey, hey, the real question is, can MVP sustain without him being the anchor and the revenue? Because he's been the main revenue stream for that promotion. They get on a Netflix, it's because of something that he doing. Can they sustain without him fighting?
I think so. I no. What I would say is the bigger question is, can they sustain Amanda not fighting? Because that's gonna happen one time.
I'm gonna say this: motherfuckers don't know a lot about that ESPN deal that I do know. They ain't getting no money from ESPN, Ray.
Ooh,
They not.
really?
No, they just got slots. Don't tell nobody. Well, don't tell country.
I mean, I'm kind of surprised about that because it's like I didn't think that women's boxing was like that expensive at all. So and ESPN doesn't have no, they have one combat sport, and I think it's kind of ass. So I would think that they'd have some money for that small level of production at least.
I hold on. I thought so too. I thought between what they're not spending on UFC anymore and what they're not spending on MLB anymore, that would free up some money to pour into other content. That's what I thought. And I was told, and who I was told by, believe it, they're not getting no money. That's why some people don't want to do things. That's why it's getting difficult to get fights for certain people. They ain't getting no. They got slots. It's a distribution. Like, yeah, they'll distribute the shit, but they ain't getting no money. That's what I was told.
I'm kind of surprised though. Like, is there like a good reason for like ESPN to be like that hard out on it? Like, even when you get an option that's like these fights are not going to be expensive, and you're just going to be like, nah, we're not going to put no money or nothing behind.
I mean, I would say that the Top Rank deal left a bad taste in their mouth because they were giving them $90 million a year, roughly, for what, 7 years? Right, Ignacio? About 7 or 8 years?
Yeah, they were on there for about 7 years.
You know what I mean? After that, and then you see how it turned out that we made an investment in specific fighters, all of which ended up leaving. Crawford left. Yeah. Shakur left. Tio was a fucking headache. Like, from the beginning, he's a fucking headache. You didn't get anything out of the deal. So maybe they're giving them, you know, like I would think, like, look, maybe they're giving them production, you know, to shoot the fight so that they don't got to pay for that or something like that. But as far as like a big investment to do things, yeah, I've been told, nah, it's just slots. They ain't giving them no money.
I'm surprised about that because I remember somebody mentioned they were like, no, this is a while ago too. They're like, yo, what is ESPN like? Like, no disrespect to them, like they're still a big company and a big brand, of course, but what sports do they like really have?
The rights got to, I mean, like, and that's why I tried to tell people they're not going to take it from me because they think I'm making excuses. But what legitimately happened to ESPN is as people moved away from basic cable packages, their budget took a hit and they could no longer afford the sports rights that they used to because they used to get a piece out of those packages, which fortified their budget. But little by little, things got too expensive for them. Now they can't really afford anything. Well, they can't afford much. Because they do have WWE, right? They got that shit.
Yeah.
But then they sell that shit on pay-per-view, so that's how they make their money.
That too, though. Yeah.
I mean, they in the shit, you know? But that is what happened to them. That you can't look at what happened to PBC on Showtime through the same lens as what happened to ESPN, because what happened to ESPN is not really exclusive to boxing, and it wasn't down to Top Rank not providing them numbers. Top Rank provided them decent numbers with the fights that they did, and they were responsible with the budget, and they kept a lot of fights off pay-per-view. With PBC, it was the opposite. They were irresponsible with the budget. All the decent fights were behind a paywall. You fucked off a lot of money on a lot of fighters that didn't deserve it. And, you know, the McCarthy guy, the president, the CEO guy of Paramount, he said it in plain English. Anything that accounts for less than 10% of the overall viewership has to go. That's ratings. That's what that ratings. ESPN is, we can't afford to spend money the way we've been. With ESPN, the problem was we can't afford to spend money the way we've been spending money. We just don't have it anymore. People don't have basic cable packages anymore, which if you ask around, how many people actually still have cable?
I don't know. Hey, Jules, a couple people in the chat were asking you to put up a poll to see who paid for Benavidez pay-per-view and who didn't. They want you to
for the Benavidez fight?
Yeah, they want you to put up a poll so they can vote.
I'll put the poll up. I'll put the poll up after I finish this live. I'll put the poll up. But yeah, like it was a completely different problem. And yeah, you know, that's what I was told. And it's unfortunate because it's like, well, I don't know what they're going to do. if they're not getting any money from them and they got all those girls to accommodate, I don't know what they're gonna do. And if Jake can't fight to service as the anchor for those events, because that's what he's been. He's been the anchor that, look, worst comes to worst, when Jake has a fight, it'll do some numbers. But if he doesn't fight anymore, maybe he just need to go back to fighting cream puffs. You know,
Yeah,
do a
he needs
rematch.
to go. He needs to be on a diet of tomato cans, man. For real.
Yeah, go fight Tommy Fury again. You know, go fight that dude again. You know.
I don't think they got that anymore, man. Well, no one wants to see that shit, but they don't really got that shit no more, to be
I don't
honest.
think
I mean,
Tommy
yeah, you're
Fury
right about
wants
that.
that anymore, man. It's
That's
by
true.
use.
No, yo, he's nah. In fairness, country, he is about to fight Eddie Hall. Like,
Who?
you know, like Eddie Hall, the
That's
power
not
lifter.
impressive, buddy, bro. That's not impressive. You just fighting a big
Yeah,
You're
like
not
strong
you
hear,
guy,
said,
you
bro.
not you y'all not hearing me. Eddie Hall does not get you more money than Jake Paul.
Oh, that's what you mean. I mean,
Yeah,
he doesn't.
it doesn't.
He doesn't.
It
But
does.
I just don't think. I don't think Jake would be willing to make. I just don't think that's a fight that anyone cares to see again. It was cool the first time because it's like, yo, you're fighting a real boxer, technically. But
Yeah.
after that shit went and they were like, okay, yeah, so you're not at the level of a real boxer. Cool. That was it, bro. That like I'm good. I don't need to see that again.
Well, they got that Ngannou fight in their back pocket. They're playing with that a whole lot. They got that shit. And now they're getting into MMA. They're going to try to start promoting mixed martial arts and shit.
That shit's not looking hot. I'm gonna be honest with you right now. I saw that that shit's coming out on the 16th, so this weekend, right? Whole lot of tickets haven't been sold. Whole lot of tickets haven't been sold. Like
You talking
that
about
shit looks.
you talking about for the Carano Rousey?
Yes.
Wow.
Literally, I remember it was like I was
Wow.
talking in a Discord and Frank was like, yeah, that shit not selling well at all or whatever like that. Like, look how nobody's even talking about it. I was like, man, you're tripping, bro. I bet you. And I look at the Ticketmaster thing where I was like, you see, bro, it says selling fast. And I look at it, I'm like, that's a lot of purple there, bro. It's a lot of seats that have not been filled.
That's next week, bro. That's next week.
Yeah.
You know, they running out of time. The shit is
and
that,
to-
just, not being optimistic, Ray. Not being optimistic, but just being realistic. Netflix really cares about the views. The seats and all that shit is for the promotion. What they really care about is how many people are watching it at home, is what they give a fuck about. And I think it's gonna do okay. I do. I
Are you
think it's gonna
sure?
do
Because
okay.
yo, at least from what he was saying, bro, yo, nobody. I haven't heard a soul talk about this shit.
Because look, okay, check it out. There's nothing to talk about. It's two old bitches fighting. Fuck we gonna talk about? But that don't mean they ain't gonna watch it. It's on Netflix, my guy. And it's on a weekday.
Sure,
It ain't even
but-
on a weekend. It's on a weekday.
Me, like, me personally, I don't want to see
Wait, you
that
said
shit.
hold on. You said it's on a weekday?
Yeah, it's on a weekday. Go ahead,
That's
Herb.
horrible.
But,
Yeah,
like,
that's not
if
cool.
I would forget that fight is even going on. I mean, me personally, I don't want to see that shit. I'm not an MMA guy, so hey,
Oh,
it is what it is.
Look, this
People
the
probably feel
thing.
the same way.
Herb, this is how I'm gonna sell it to you. Look, can I sell it to you, Herb? Let me sell you this shit. It's
That's
two
it.
broads. They
They're
gonna
not
be
that
rolling
hot.
around the floor. But they still two broads. They don't got come see. You gotta stop being elitist, Ray. If I told you it's two broads rolling around the floor, if I told you it's two broads rolling around the floor, if I call
Look,
Ray,
I'm gonna
yo,
stop
Ray,
you right there, right?
it's two broads
I'm stop-
rolling around the
look.
floor outside your apartment. You not gonna open the door and look.
Look. Here's what I'm gonna tell you, right? The type of fight you're talking about, it happened a while ago. It was Paige Van Zandt versus someone else, bro. That's not happening again, bro. That was the only time that's gonna happen.
I'm just
And
telling
where you got people going back saying that's one of the greatest women's fights of all time for that specific reason, the troll reason, but that specific reason, you're not gonna see that happen again, bro.
the only reason all right, so the main selling point that I see about this fight, right? There's familiarity that you know who they are, even if you're not excited and you're not intrigued, you do know who the combatants are. And two, the platform, which is the main thing. Because if it were a pay-per-view, it wouldn't do a goddamn thing. Nobody would buy it. But it's on Netflix. Everybody has Netflix. Everyone. I think it's going to do well. I think it'll do more than Taylor versus Serrano 3, but less than Canelo versus Crawford. It'll do something in between there. That's what I think it'll do. Call it
That's
15, 20.
optimistic. Wait, how much did Taylor versus Serrano 3 do?
I think like 9 million.
Oh,
Something like
okay.
that. Six.
I could
I
see it
think
doing around that number.
because you got Ngannou on the card, you got Nate Diaz on the card, and the main event that I could see it doing 15 to 20. Yeah, I could
But
see that.
Ngannou and Nate Diaz, especially Ngannou, I don't think he's been on anyone's radar these days.
I'm not, yo, dog. I'm not telling you that these fucking guys are taking the fucking world by storm. I'm telling you that people know them and it's on Netflix. So because everybody already has it, it's not like you gotta go get Netflix. Everybody already has that shit.
I'm just saying, if you were to try to break into MMA promoting, I don't know if this will be a shining endorsement of that. Also, I would think that you'd want to sign some guys for MMA to just put on the undercard so you can hype them up, which I'm not hearing about.
Oh, man. Look, man, motherfuckers is hurting all around is what I see. You know, that's what the fuck I see in America. Motherfuckers is hurting all around, bro. Like that's what I see, you know.
I would,
But
in fact, you know what I would say too? Low key,
Yeah.
like, what's it called? Dana and everybody saying, yo, boxing in America is dead. I'll be real. The only reason why it isn't in MMA is because they don't have the equivalent of Eddie Hearn and Frank Warren in the UK right now. They got cage fighters and some other promotion. I don't know. That's the only reason why. I don't think it's actually doing that well over here. Be completely honest.
You talking about
I
MMA,
wouldn't
right?
even.
It's not.
Yeah, just straight up
It's
like.
in all actuality, I heard it on good authority all through the ESPN deal that ESPN was not happy with the UFC's numbers. I heard it all through the deal from
Pay-per-view, I
a
wouldn't
good
be
source.
surprised. Pay-per-view, I wouldn't be surprised because that shit was like honestly, we don't say it enough. Like, yo, people used to, well, shit, people gave the PBC a lot of shit, right? Yo, these motherfuckers was dropping a pay-per-view like every month. Like, I don't even think PBC was hitting those numbers.
And the shit is that their situation, Dana is dejected. Like, and that's what MMA people tell me. And then I look to see like if I could pick up a read on it. I'm like, yeah, he don't give a fuck about that shit. He said, I don't deal in the contracts. I don't decide.
Because he won. Think of like, yo, there's nobody there, bro. Everybody is dead, bro. There's no one on the field no more. There are truly no yo, ain't nobody there to argue with.
Yo, motherfuckers is still trying to sell Sean Strickland, bro. That's crazy.
I mean, I don't know how possible that is these days. I mean, he might have gotten a boost with that win over Hamza, bro. That was like that was like that was like defeating Darth Vader for some of those guys. I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. Give me
what,
some
you think
big
you think there's about to be a surge? You think there's about to be a surge off of that?
Fuck no, but it's gonna be like a small bump. Like, you know, people gonna fuck with that for a little bit.
I mean, they never had and it's been, you know what the thing is? We're beating a dead horse because it's been that way for a decade. I mean, really, like, aside from Conor and Ronda, those were legitimately the only stars that the UFC ever really had. That are stars that you could say, no, these are stars. They've crossed over into the mainstream. It was always just those two. Nobody cares about that 37-year-old Brazilian, bro. Like, nobody gives a fuck about that dude, bro. Sean O'Malley, who the fuck? Huh? And then what? You got Valentina and shit, but it's like, you got Valentina. Oh, that's fucking great. And who else? I don't even think Rose fight no more. Rose Kamehameha?
I think she still fights, maybe?
She grew her hair out, bro. I don't think she fights anymore. She grew her hair out.
I don't know. Maybe she's trying to look good for her predator husband or something. I don't know. Maybe that's what
Who
it is.
knows?
Just saying that they never had the ability to make stars over there. But I do agree with what you said, that to your original point, yeah, their numbers haven't been good either. They haven't. I mean, really, the UFC's been in decline for years now.
I don't even
It
think it's like
has.
at decline anymore. No, I'm not. Well, I'm not saying it's decline. I'm saying like it's at a point, and I think it was either Undefeated or Jose that said it's like, bro, with the amount of money that they got and the fact that they don't really spend money on shit anyways, you really don't even have to worry about making a profit at this point. And that's a
Yeah.
bad place for like an entertainment standpoint for you to be at, because it's like, and I think Ariel Hawani said on one of his shows, he said, yo, they're struggling to get some of these fights over the line. Do you not know how crazy that sentence is?
They've
Nigga, you
plateaued
signed
is what it
everybody.
is.
How the fuck can you not get a fight over
they
the line?
they've plateaued. They've plateaued is what it
Yeah,
is.
that's what it is. Like,
They
it's just
still
there.
make money. They still make money, but it's like nobody hype off of none of that shit. Nobody hype off of none of that shit. Yo, man, that shit depressing.
The
On that
Strickland
note,
shit
I'm
might have been the most hype I've seen people.
On that note, I'm going to sleep, fellas. I'll see y'all on the next one.
Night, man.
Peace.
All right, everybody.